What's going on? It's your boy Lionel, class of 2009, back with another episode of PV versus everybody. And I know it's been a minute, it's been a while, right? It's been a while, but we back. We back. Took a little week hiatus, you know what I'm saying? Last week, obviously, we had the National Signing Day event. So definitely stepped over there, right, to check out the National Signing Day event on Wednesday. So because of that, we didn't have a live show last week, but this week we back. All right. We're back in full effect. All right. We got the schedule review. The schedule obviously was released last Wednesday. So we're going to talk about that, right? Break that down. Look at the schedule. Look at the exciting matchups that we got on the schedule this year. But before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about the National Signing Day event, the experience, what went down, good, bad, ugly, whatever, right? What I'm saying? Definitely want to talk about that and let you know my personal experience, from the signing day event and everything is how it went down. Before that, man, listen, if you're not following us over on Twitter, make sure you're locked in with us on Twitter, PV_versus_everybody, right? I'm saying? Make sure you're following us, right, for all the updates, all the latest about PV athletics and everything that's going on, man. We got so many sports popping off right now in the spring. Softball season has just started. The men's baseball is about to get going. Of course, we got track and field, both men and women, still in indoor season right now. Bowling, right? So literally we got so many sports that's popping off right now on campus. And so, hey man, if you want to check out the latest and greatest, make sure you're following PV_versus_everybody on Twitter, on X, whatever you want to call it, right? Also, make sure you like and subscribe. Listen, like the video. All that does is help to show YouTube that, hey, listen, we like the content and we're going to push it out then to more individuals in PV Nation that's looking for us, that want to come commune with us over here. And make sure you subscribe to the channel because, like I say, our goal is 500 subs by the summer. That's our goal, and we got a big reveal once we get to the 500 subs. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe if you aren't subscribed yet, right? If you're just coming over and checking us out, if you've been here a couple times, man, make sure you go and subscribe to the channel, right? So we can get those numbers up. Got something big we're gonna pop off once we get to those 500 subscribers. But before we get into the schedule reveal, right? I want to talk about the National Signing Day. You know what I'm saying? National Signing Day, right? You know what I'm saying? Super, super, super dope event. Like, first and foremost, now I know some of the past events they've done on campus. I know also done on one at the nursing center as well. The atmosphere was really dope. I love the atmosphere because it was at the Southside Sporting Club, right? Off of Airline. And I loved because it was like that inside outside feel, right? And so very spacious, right? A lot of room, right? You can, we had the DJ there, had the music going, right? So the atmosphere to me was super, super dope, right? As far as where we did it at the location. I'm really hoping that they can keep it at that location, you know what I'm saying, and keep building until it's like, hey, listen, we just packed this place out. We got to get a new location because we literally just full. We just over the top, right? So the only thing to me that was missing was you. Like that literally the only thing that was missing. The only thing we needed there was you, right? You know what I'm saying? So I think we had I think there was a good probably 70 people, you know what I'm saying? I think we was in that range, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't think we cracked 100, right? I think in that 70 people range, right? So definitely was a nice crowd, right? That was interesting getting to know and connecting and shaking hands with some different folks there. So super great atmosphere though. Had Charles Porter set up, obviously, for those who weren't there in person. We had the live going, right? They were live streaming the whole event online. So man, I love the setup in the front. Like somebody definitely came in and did their thing on the balloons. You know what I'm saying? Had the big PVAMU, right? You know what I'm saying? All shined out. You feel me? You know what I mean? On the tables, right? I mean, literally the atmosphere on the tables. They had like this kind of mock grass with helmets on each table, and they actually were auctioning off, or you actually not auctioning, but you can actually purchase helmets that was on the tables, right? So they had the old purple matte helmets on the table, on each of the tables that you could purchase, right? Which of course went to raise funds, you know what I'm saying, for the football team and for the athletic department in general. So that was super dope. Right in the front, obviously the reserve seating, they had the gold helmets up there. So I mean, it's just a night atmosphere all around. Super, super, I loved it, all the way through, right? As far as the food, for me, yeah, it ain't do nothing for me. But now have a caveat. I probably can't be the one to judge that because listen, I am a plant-based brother. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So hey, ain't no chicken. You know what I'm saying? Definitely ain't no pork and no shrimp going in here. You feel me? So probably not the one to judge that much on that. But what I will say though is I think maybe next time is gonna be better as far as getting the food out a little bit quicker. I did see it look like they took a little longer to get the different courses out. But hey, you know what I'm saying? We learning, all of us building, right? You know what I'm saying? They did have the courses there for everybody, so that was super dope, right? Everybody got like chips and queso. Everybody got like side salad, right? They got to pick their courses. So that was super dope, you know what I'm saying? But of course, listen, gotta have at least give me one plant-based option. You feel me? Give me one plant-based option out here in these streets. Okay. So I would say that about the food, though. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can ask around some other people, see how they feel. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all was there, how y'all feel about the food and everything. But love meeting the coaches, right? They did introduce Anthony Whedon as the OC there. Coach Bubba came up and introduced Anthony Whedon as the new offensive coordinator. I did wish, right? This is one of my wishes, right? I did wish that they would let him get on a mic, you know what I'm saying, for a second too, and just, kind of introduce himself a little bit right to the crowd, because that was definitely one of those peak moments where you got a lot of the people that was there, right, you know what I'm saying, kind of hollering and screaming, clapping, right, you know what I'm saying, excited about the alum coming back on the hill. So that was one thing, you know what I'm saying, that I wish we would have did different. Other than that, man, had an auction throughout the night, right? Auctioned off an old jersey. Actually, Kadoro Hodges, old gold jersey. The number 4. Obviously, he's with the Atlanta Falcons now. So I thought that was super good. You know what I'm saying? To auction out, that jersey that, we had a former player who's obviously in the NFL right now. That was really good. I think that jersey was auctioned off, purchased at like $1,500, right? You also had the Panther backers there who gave a $5,000 check. Listen, let me tell you, it's good to have old money, all right? It's good to have old money sitting around, you know what I mean, that you can put to use, all right? Give back to the university. So we can't wait till we get there, right? So we can donate and give toward the athletic program in those big bundles like that. But we can give in our smaller ways too, because let me tell you, all of it counts and all of it matters. You know what I mean? But it was dope to be able to see them just say, hey, listen, we just made a decision right here at the table. We're gonna write a $5,000 check tonight. That was pretty dope, right? You know what I'm saying? From the Panther backers being able to donate that as well. Got to meet Boom, see Mr. Holly up there, you feel me? And saw him taking some pictures and getting some video too as well. So overall, man, I love the atmosphere, right? You know what I'm saying? Love, you know what I'm saying? Just the decorations and everything. You can feel that warm vibe all throughout, right? So that was super cool. And I'm gonna show you guys just a video, just a short video. You know what I'm saying? Just some of the different elements and everything, so you guys can check this out. All right, now you good.
She is a business DJ superstar. That's right, y'all. We all over the world. We get down like depression. So listen, y'all want to make sure we got them. They say you might be putting them on a nightstand after a while. I don't want you to have no regrets, right? Show them things. And if you already ain't got them no more, you catapult this program to where it needs to be. Also where it is now, even further. All right, so right now, they say a great football program is also supported by some group.
Yeah, like Mr. Jimmy said, signing event is always nice. So another thing, right, was, man, they had some giveaways, right? Of course, like I said, they did do the schedule reveal, and we're about to go through that, right? You know what I'm saying? Gave away some towels, man, some cups. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Some PV towels, PV cups. Also, listen, I don't even know what's in here. You know what I mean? My wife is like, listen, are you gonna let that sit in there and rot? I'm like, I don't know, but I don't want to break it. Like it just looks so good. You know what I'm saying? Like, can y'all see that? Listen, PV Football National Signing Day. This is one of the giveaways. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty dope, man. So super nice event. Now, couple thoughts of things that I would have wanted to see. You know what I'm saying? Like it was, and this is no shot at anything because it was really a great event. One though, I really needed my schedule reveal. You feel me? Like Graham gave me a video, Jackson gave me a video, Florida A&M, I don't know what you call that, and I don't know what Alabama State you call that, but Grambling and Jackson State gave me a video. I really would love to see a video reveal of the schedule. I think that would have been super dope. You know what I'm saying? To get the actual schedule reveal, you know, from you know, and the football media team, because I know they would have knocked it out the park with whatever they brought and how creative they always are. So that was one thing I wish like we'd have saw. The other thing, Cam was definitely there. One of the quarterbacks that was just brought in, so he was there. I know he's from that Missouri City, Stafford area. So that was great. People got to shake his hand, take pictures with him. It would have been dope also if maybe we had a couple other players that was there as well. I think that would have also enhanced it, right? You know, if they was there and a couple maybe their family members coming, you know, that also would have added to, you know, just the ambiance of the event as well. But overall, man, I loved it. I love where we're going. I love what we're building to. You know what I mean, and what the athletic department is seeking to do. So I'm super excited, man, about this new year and about what we headed, the direction we're going. I got to meet some of these guys, you know what I'm saying? Isaiah's the only one smiling because he's the only one here with his lady friend. So I guess that's why everybody else ain't got no smile on their face. You know what I'm saying? Rich and Jared and Elvin kind of like he don't know whether he should smile or not. So you know what I mean. But that's for another time. But let's get into it, man. Listen, before we get into the schedule, I want to remind y'all season tickets on sale right now, and we getting down in section 107. Section 107, right? We getting down to section 107, and you need to move quickly, all right? Because if you don't move quickly, it's gonna be gone. So now, when I posted the other day in the alumni group, some people were asking questions. Listen, if you are a season ticket holder from previous times, you do have an opportunity. You do have an opportunity to purchase tickets in your same seats in your same spots. But now, right now, there's only 50 seats available left in section 107. Just put that out there, right? So if you're trying to get down in section 107, you need to make your move expeditiously, all right? Because when they gone, they gone. Now, season ticket holders, if you had a seat in 107, that seat is still reserved for you for a period of time. Now, don't sleep now, because if you take too long and waste your time, them 50 seats after they get snatched up and the university released them, they're gonna be open for grabs. All right. And you're gonna have to move over to 106 or 108. I'm sorry. That's just what's gonna be. All right. This is what it's gonna be. You're gonna have to have your party in 106 or 108. So y'all trying to get down to section 107, y'all need to make that move. All right. And yes, we're going for 2,000 season tickets this year. And just to let you know, we're going for 2,000 season tickets. There's only a little bit more than 1,600 chairback seats. So if you're trying to sit in the premium session, you need to get a move on it. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Because we can't even get to 2,000 by only selling chairback seats. Like we got to go to the bench level too as well, right? You know what I'm saying? So just, hey, listen, I'm just letting you know. You know what I mean? So you ain't got no email, you receive no call. At least you heard it here. You make your move, because it's only 50 seats left available in section 107 currently, right? This is excluding those who are already season ticket holders. You have an opportunity to purchase your same seats again, right? They're going to be on hold for you. I didn't get the exact date that they're going to be released, but they're going to be on hold for you for a while. So again, you need to, if you trying to keep those seats though, make sure you purchase them, because once they gone, because these 50 seats gonna get wrapped up, and we moving on. We're gonna have to move on to a different section, right? Now listen, this year we got some awesome home games, right? We got Texas Southern Labor Day Classic, Southern homecoming against A&M Commerce, Florida A&M at home, and Alcorn. So this schedule is going to be crazy for the home games. So it's a perfect year. If you haven't been a season ticket holder previously, perfect year for you to go ahead and purchase a season ticket package. And maybe you say, listen, I don't know if I'm going to come to all the games. Hey, that's okay, because you can still purchase your season tickets. And if you're not going to be at a game, listen, we can work with the athletic department. Hey, we can work with others in the community that say, listen, I'm trying to get to a game, and we can make sure somebody is in that seat, right? So we can have this stadium full and packed all throughout the year. Now, season ticket prices, $350. If you're trying to be in 106, 107, 108, it's $350 for a seat, right? If you're trying to be in sections 104, 105, or 109, it's going to be $250. And any of the lower level bench seats is $150. Now, if you not trying to be in section 107, listen, 150, that's like 1 week of you know what I'm saying, stopping and getting Starbucks to work and home. You feel me? So like you can go and make that purchase now. You feel me? So either way you're trying to do it, if you're trying to get down to 107, if you just say, hey, listen, I can't get down to 107, but I'm gonna get down in section 103, then hey, listen, get down to section 103. Make sure you go ahead and purchase the season tickets, because it's going down this year, man. And we about to get it. But let's get to it. Let's get to the schedule, man. And I know I saw earlier, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Jimmy said he liked the schedule. You feel me? an edition of the Incarnate Word Game. Yeah, Jess, really enjoyed National Signing Day, man. So I want to say, listen, this schedule, I think this schedule is the best schedule in the SWAC this year. And I'm looked through all the schedules, right? I was on the show 2 weeks ago on the Golden Boot podcast, right? We kind of went through all of the SWAC schedules. Didn't have all the full schedules there, but Florida A&M schedule and our schedule, I think those are the two best schedules. But I really, really, really like this. I really, really like it. I can't say I love it. I think if we'd have made a slight change, I would completely love it, right? But I mean, it's like a 9.2, you know what I'm saying, on a 10-point scale. I really, really like it, right? So starting off, man, obviously August 31st. First and foremost, right? Let's say there's 6 home games, right? There's 5 home games in Prairie View, and then of course we got the home game in Dallas. Because it don't matter whether Grambling wearing white or black, it don't matter. It's still a home game, right? Like the game in Dallas, any game in Dallas we play is a home game, no matter whether on the paper it says away team or home team, is still a home game, right? So we got 6 home games this year, 5 in Prairie View at Panther Stadium, 1 in Dallas at the Cotton Bowl. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, and he said, so the band will be sitting across from us. That's what I believe, right? You know what I'm saying? We need to get clarification on that. And, you know, one of my big things too was like, you know, they kind of moved them back and forth, right? Sometimes you see them across, you know what I'm saying, on the east side of the stadium. Sometimes you'll see them on the west side of the stadium. I think they need to put them somewhere and leave them there, right? I think that's the issue, right? You need to really leave them there. But what I'm hearing coming out the athletic department is they're really focusing this year on like making dedicated sections, which I think will help in general, right? So there's like dedicated sections for the band, for a student section, right? Like this is the student section. You know what I'm saying? So we'll find out, right? Hopefully we can get some more clarification, you know what I'm saying, as we lead into, you know what I'm saying, the spring season starting and definitely before the fall. But I believe they, you know, I've seen them multiple games sit on the east side. Hopefully they're sitting there permanently, but we'll see. Right. But yeah, everything at the bottom lower level on the west side of the stadium is open, right? So I'm guessing that the band is going to be on the east side of the stadium. So 6 home games, like I said, right? 5 at Panther Stadium, 1 in Dallas. 1 in Dallas against Grambling. That's a home game, right? But we started off with Texas Southern, obviously Labor Day Classic. Man, this is going to be a big game, right? Because this is an opportunity for us to go 10 years in a row beating Texas Southern. And this is, you know, full scholarships on full scholarships, right? This is not talking about like, hey, we're back in the late 80s, early 90s or something, and TSU don't got scholarships. Like, no, we're 2 fully fledged scholarship programs playing in Division I football, and we've just been dominating you for 10 years straight, a dime piece, right? And I mean, when you look back over the history of these last decade, right? I mean, you only had a couple games that were actually close. Majority of these games, man, we really put our foot on TSU. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know, as far as the score is concerned, I mean, multiple times scoring in the 30s, multiple times scoring in the 40s. So we've done a great job of not just winning these games, not just squeaking by, but we really have dominated the series over these last 9 seasons. And you're talking about 20 years, we're 17-3 against TSU since 2004. That's crazy. 17-3 in the last 20 years and 9-0 in the last 9 years. So we need to continue to keep dominating that game, and it's going to be awesome to do it this year because it's another home game to be able to make it a dime piece, right? Starting off Labor Day Classic, right, with Texas Southern August 31st. Then the week after that, we go to Northwestern State. That's going to be a great game. And the reason I listen, it's like we're in the SWAC / Southland Conference this year, right? Because we got 8 SWAC games, we got 3 Southland Conference games, right? And I don't know if y'all remember my schedule on 1-on-1 video that we did, you know what I'm saying, earlier in this year. I talked about, hey, listen, we need to play the Southland Conference, the UAC, right? The United Athletic Conference, because these are teams that are in our region. These are teams that we're going to be, listen, we're battling them when you talk about all season, you talk about recruits. So these are good, viable games. And it's awesome also because, you got 3 players on this team that were just transferred over, right? We got Kwame Sarkodie, right? You know what I'm saying? Mr. Kevin Davis, right? Scooter Adams. These 3 guys were on the Northwestern State team last year. So they get the transfer over to Prairie View and they have an opportunity to play their old team year 1. That's awesome, right? And also, it's a beatable game, right? You know what I'm saying? It's a beatable game, period. You know what I'm saying? This is a game that we can win. The Southland Conference games are winnable games, right? Incarnate Word, obviously, we'll talk about that. But when we talk about Northwestern State, that's a very winnable game. This is a team that lost to Grambling. It was 2 years ago, I believe, they played and lost to Grambling, right? Last year, obviously, they had the tragedy, right? Lost a lot of players off this team last year. So they really completely started almost new. I mean, it's almost like a new program coming together, a new football team this year. And so this is a game that should be a very winnable game, even though we're going to Northwestern State to play that game. So that's game 2. Number 3, Michigan State. Now, this is the reason that I like the schedule and I don't love the schedule. If we would have played Indiana or Illinois or Purdue, I would have loved the schedule. I would completely love the schedule because, again, going back to the video we made before, low-level FBS, I think, is the perfect arena to be in, right? You know what I'm saying? We talk about like the Arkansas States, the North Texases, Sam Houston State, those kind of schools, right? But if you're going to play those higher-level Power 5 schools, then you definitely want to play a team that's perennially at the bottom of those conferences, because those are games that you don't go in expecting that, you're going to lose 63-0, right? It's going to be games that that you can be competitive in, that you can play in, and come out of the game without injuries and those things of that nature, right? Michigan State is one of those teams that they're not a perennial bottom of the pack Big Ten team, right? Like they're going to have some years where they're fighting to win the Big Ten, right? Winning their side of the Big Ten conference, right? Their division. And they're going to have times where they're kind of middle of the pack, right? But they're not really, often going to be a team that you expect that, hey, you're going to go in and really have a shot at beating and defeating, right? Now, last year, obviously, they had the situation with the coach, right? And so now, they had last year, right? They were going through, I think they're 4-7, 4-8 last year, right? Finished like third to last in their division, the Big Ten. So last year, they definitely had a little bit of a rough time, right? But again, it's Michigan State, right? It's not a Purdue, it's not an Illinois, it's not even a Minnesota, right? Like, so that's why I don't love the schedule. But again, I like it. And listening to AD Goff when he talked about this at the National Signing Day, he said when he came his second day on the job, he looked at the schedule and he called Michigan State and made this game happen. And listen, first of all, that makes me excited, right? We have somebody in the ADC who's looking to make things work and make things shake. He said he wants us to have the mindset to dominate, right? We dominate the SWAC. We're one of the best in the FCS, right? And we play against the big boys. And so he went and made this game on our schedule. Michigan State had another game, right? They had University of Louisiana on their schedule. AD Goff, because of his connections, right, obviously in the past, called Michigan State up. He got Michigan State to cancel their game against UL, right? Had to pay them off, right? He had that because of that. U of L also had Wake Forest also had to cancel a game so that U of L could now play Wake Forest instead of Michigan State, just so we could play Michigan State on September 14th, right? So you're talking about in the background the moves that are being made by the AD in order to make this specific game happen, right? And obviously, one thing and one question I have, that hopefully, somebody will answer for me is, listen, what's the payout? But I can almost guess, right? You're talking about a Big Ten school. Just like an SEC school played Texas A&M a few years back, right? That was a huge payout, right? Talking about almost $1 million payout for a game. So I expect that this payout is somewhere in that same range, 750K, 800K, right? For this game. And so, being able to have that type of money come in, right? But also the mindset that says, listen, we're going to go play against also the big boys because we need to change the mindset of our program that we play against those teams, and we're going to be competitive against those teams who are good in the FBS and FCS level. And that's what I love about the schedule all the way through. No D2 games, right? Which in my mind, I'm thinking like, man, we might have a D2 game this year because it seemed like we was kind of late in getting the schedule together, but no D2 games. Like, that's awesome. That's amazing, right? You know what I'm saying? So we came in and we wanted to be competitive. So got Michigan State. Then we go back to the SWAC schedule, right? Now, Southern, man, they got this game early. So this could be a really good thing because Southern, obviously, they are trying to figure things out. Like, just like Grambling, like they're really, listen, they got completely new coaching staffs in, right? Like they don't know what they're gonna be doing from a quarterback standpoint, right? Like new schemes being played. So it's a good thing that, hey, we got Southern early and they're at home this year. And then we got Grambling State right after it, right? And so obviously that's going to be a huge game, a game that Southern loves to travel for, right? There's a lot of Southern grass in Houston. So even when you talk about season tickets, talk about getting game tickets, like that's when you need to get tickets early because if you don't, Southern will come in and buy up all those tickets, right? Because they seek to travel and they seek to take over and make your stadium their home field, right? And so that's going to be an awesome game, right? Then we got Grambling State, like I said. After that, University Incarnate Word, FCS program coming out the Southland Conference. Now, this is a team that's had a great team over the last couple of years. We've played them 2 times recently, right? Within the last, say 6-7 years, right? Both times in San Antonio and at home didn't go well for us, right? The games were not really close games. The first game definitely wasn't close. I feel like we had a team that first game that we had even a better chance to be competitive. And I mean, we just looked horrible, right? But we have another opportunity to play against a high-level FCS opponent that can really show us where we are, period, like nationally, as far as the FCS program. And so I'm hoping that we can come in and really be competitive this game and may have a chance to win this game. And so it is in San Antonio. So right down the street, not a far travel either, right? So you talk about, having to go to Michigan State, you don't have to go another out-of-conference game far. You're talking about going, a couple hours down the road to San Antonio to play Incarnate Word. So love that game as well. Then in the middle of the schedule, we have Arkansas Pine Bluff on the road. We get a bye week, come home for Texas A&M Commerce, and then have Mississippi Valley on the road. That middle of the schedule, I think, is perfect. 3 teams that, we talk about Pine Bluff, you talk about Valley. Obviously, these are teams that still really trying to understand what they're trying to do. Coaches that are going to be in their second year, really trying to build programs that have been perennially recently, right, at the bottom of the SWAC, right, in there on their respective divisions. So those are games that we can't take lightly, obviously, because we know what happened with the Valley a few years ago. But these are games that you're thinking, like, as you're getting ready and geared up, you really want to be rolling into the game against Florida A&M and then that Alcorn and that Alabama. I mean, you got your gauntlet at the end of the season. And you really want to be rolling. And so I think it's great the way that those have been positioned. We talk about Texas A&M Commerce. This, again, is a school that's new to the FCS, right? They're still trying to get their program, build their program to where they're very competitive in their Southland Conference. And so right now they are a bottom tier Southland Conference team, just like a Northwestern State. And so this, again, should be another out-of-conference game, another FCS game that we should win, right? This should not be a game that you come in thinking that you should lose this game, right? When you look at the ACU game last year, right? No, this shouldn't be that type of game. It shouldn't have been that type of game either, but this definitely shouldn't be that type of game. So this should be a homecoming game we should win, right? When you talk about this team and what they're trying to do. Then we got Florida A&M at home and Alcorn State at home. 2 important home games, right? Obviously, we know what happened with Florida A&M last year. 2 losses in Bragg. So this year we get them in Panther Stadium, right? We get them here. And that's why, listen, talking about getting in the stadium, talking about filling it out, we got some awesome home games this year. Florida A&M is one of the biggest ones. And so we need the crowd to be rocking when we got the Rattlers coming here. So that's obviously going to be an awesome game, a huge game for us here, you know what I'm saying, outside of Houston. Then we got Alcorn State, which is always a tough opponent. I mean, Alcorn, the matchup against Alcorn, no matter whether we're there or here, is always blow for blow for blow. The last time we played them here, you remember, was the overtime game, right? And so Alcorn, we're going to have to be ready for that game. We're going to have to bring our best foot forward. Then after that, man, we got Alabama State. A familiar opponent. We've been continue to play them recently. It's going to be, I think, our fourth year in a row playing them, right? Now, I think we beat Alabama State now, I want to say 6 years in a row. So we have a winning streak against them, just like we had against Grambling, right? And we have a winning streak against a couple teams in the SWAC right now. But Alabama State, you know, we've done well against them. Now, obviously, we're going to see somebody familiar there because they just picked up Body. They obviously got Rico Dozier there from UAPB. So that's going to be a great game. And that may be a SWAC championship preview. It may be that whoever wins that game gets a home game for the SWAC championship. That may actually be what that game turns out to be. And so it's going to be huge to be able to go to Alabama State and to be able to win that game. Now, obviously, you know, a lot of stuff, this is super, super early. I mean, we got to see what that Alabama State offense looks like, because just because, you know what I'm saying, Andrew Body is there, I mean, in my mind, doesn't mean as much as other people think. I'm just being honest, right? Andrew Body has had a lot of praise. He's had a lot of marketing, but has he really shown that he's that guy who's going to be able to win a SWAC championship? He ain't shown that yet. That's the reality, right? You know what I'm saying? And so I think, you know, he has the biggest burden on his shoulder this year, right, to prove himself. Just like last year, and he was hurt, right? But they got that burden. You know what I'm saying? And he says he's healthy now, so we're going to see. But we also got to see how Alabama State's going to use him. We saw what their offense has looked like recently, so they brought a new OC in. We got to see what they're going to be looking like, right? But that obviously game is November 23rd, and then SWAC Championship, of course, December 7th, right? And Celebration Bowl, December 21st. So that's what we got, man. You know what I'm saying? JB says FAM has a big alumni base in Houston as well. So that'll be another game, right? We got to be getting our tickets early. You know what I'm saying? So, and then Edmund says, be careful not to confuse your fan base on which side of the Cotton Bowl your fan base will be sitting. Yeah, I mean, it don't matter which side because it's a home game, right? You know what I'm saying? We bring the most fans to the Cotton Bowl anyway. So that's why I say it's a home game no matter what. You know what I'm saying? That was one of our big alumni bases. Yeah, I love the out-of-conference opponents. You know what I'm saying? I love the out-of-conference opponents this year. And I think these are like 2 games should be winnable games. 1 game we should definitely be able to be competitive in, you know what I'm saying, and have a chance to win against a Incarnate Word. And then Michigan State, right, is a game you really just want to see that you go out and compete, right? And I think with the mindset that, you know, Anthony Whedon has, right, I don't think he goes into that game saying, listen, as an OC, I'm not going to try and see what I got, you know what I'm saying, on offense. I'm not going to try to see what I got on the line, you know what I'm saying, in the backfield, at receiver, at quarterback. No, you go into that game saying, I want to see if we can move the ball downfield. I want to see if we can score and put up points, right? It is defense, right, in the same way, right? I want to see, hey, do we have corners that can match up? Like, this is the game where you really want to try stuff, right? Because at the end of the day, listen, you lose that game, nobody's batting an eye. You know what I'm saying? So I love the out-of-conference game. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Yeah, so I know Edmund's talking about the game. I'm just saying, listen, Dallas is a home game for us. That's all I'm saying, right? No matter visitor side, home side, away side, west side, east side, north side, south side, uptown, downtown. It's a home game for us. You know what I'm saying? Because we run Dallas. That's basically what I'm trying to say there. You feel me? You know what I mean? FAMU game is a big game for sure. You know what I mean? You say FAMU got a bigger base in the DF Dub. So yeah, I mean, even having FAMU based in Dallas and Houston, right? Dallas is not a long drive, right, to come to PV, right? So the truth is, you know, if FAMU has a game here in Houston, whether it's against Texas Southern or PV, that's a game they can go to. And knowing that, hey, if FAMU has no SWAC losses or only 1 SWAC loss at that time, if we have no SWAC loss, only 1 SWAC loss at that time, that's going to be a big game. It's not even like it's going to be a game that's like, if FAMU gets Texas Southern, I don't know if I want to go, right? It's going to be like, listen, this may be a SWAC championship preview, so it's also going to be a big game, You know what I'm saying? And like Willie say, yeah, man, we definitely got to come out healthy against the Michigan State game. But we've done well this last year. We didn't come out unhealthy against SMU. So I just think the issue I had most recently was us playing Texas A&M at the end of the year. I think that was a big problem because of its location. I would hate to play any FBS teams at the end of the year, period, right? That shouldn't happen. So I don't know how that happened. That was crazy. But, I think we're going to be fine, man. I don't think we come, going to come out that game, having to worry about health or injuries. I think we're going to come out that game really excited because we say, hey, man, this team is showing that they fight and they claw, right? You know what I'm saying? And they're going to try to make things work. So, you guys, what's your thoughts? Early. This is super early, super early prediction, right? Drop in the chat what you think the record is going to be. Obviously, this is February 12th. You know what I'm saying? It's like before even spring season, right? We don't know what Bethune-Cookman going to look like with all their new transfers, right? We got transfers. We don't know how they going to fit in, right? Obviously, you got Graham and Southern. You have no idea what they got there. But just work with me. Just work with me, right? Drop in the chat what you think, you know what I'm saying, as far as them, as far as our schedule this year, what do you think record-wise we can come out with this year? What do you think? Give me your high and your low, right? You know what I'm saying? On the high end and on the low end, right? Obviously, we finished last year 6-5, at the end of the regular season. 6-5, right? I definitely think we had a game or two in there that that things could have been differently, right? But that's where we ended up last year. So what do you think we end up this year on the schedule? Also, I'm gonna go ahead. I dropped the link to the StreamYard in the chat. You know what I'm saying? So before we get off, I know some of you guys might be at work and things at these times, but if you want to jump on, audio, you don't have to turn your camera on, and just share your thoughts on the schedule, on the National Signing Day event, whatever it may be. You can do that as well. So I just dropped that link to the StreamYard in the chat as well. So schedule record for 2024, early record for 2024. Listen, on my high end, this is my hope. Right? 9-2. That's my hope. That's on the high end, obviously, right? Southern, it's down. Texas Southern, new coach. Grambling, new coach. UAPB trying to figure it out. Valley trying to figure it out, right? Now, Alcorn State, they have their guy that they wanted. And you got Florida and them saying they have their guy that they wanted. The thing about Alcorn is, hey, listen, the guy who Aaron Allen played well at quarterback last year. Macon wasn't playing well at quarterback at the beginning of the year. That's why after he got hurt, Aaron Allen came in and he took over and went from there. Maybe Tyler Macon makes that step. We don't know. But at the end of the day, in the SWAC, is who got the quarterback, right? And even though FAMU got the guy from Florida Atlantic who then came over, I know they got the NCAA, North Carolina A&T, you know what I'm saying, QB transfer too. The reality is, you don't know if they got that guy yet. Now, what they've been able to do is scheme well with Willie there to where, hey, listen, I'm going to make the offense fit around the skill set of the QB, right? But now Willie has stepped out, even though the OC that was still there is there. He wasn't the play caller, right? And so that's going to throw a wrench in things. You got Smitty, the DC at FAMU, who has stepped away. So you still got the same players. But listen, that mind of being able to put people in the right position, that's important. So, things are shaking up. Things have shaken up. Now, you look at Alabama State, you say, man, that team has gotten stronger. Should be stronger, right? Defense has always played well under Eddie Robinson. And now they're saying, hey, we're going to focus on figuring out this offense. We bring in a dynamic player like Andrew Body. But at the end of the day, right, when you look at this schedule, even when you talk about games against like Florida A&M or Alcorn, right, who you feel like should be able to come in and cause some problems. Listen, a lot of these teams right now, there's still a lot to be said. And we're not going to know until the springtime, right? So on the high end, like I say, 9-2. On the low end, I'm going to say 7-5. 7-5, right? You know what I'm saying? I said 9-2. I'm sorry, I meant to say 9-3, right? You know what I'm saying on the high end. Hold on, no 10-2. Sorry, 10-2 on the high end, right? With 12 games. On the low end, 7-5, right? 7-5 on the low end. Now that low end is gonna be tough because that 7-5 could mean that you win the SWAC West and get to the SWAC championship game, or it could mean that you tied for first and you're out because you lost the game against one of the teams that you needed to beat, right? So you talk about right there, but I don't see any way this year this team should be an under 500 team, which we've done well, right? Of not falling under 500. Our problem is being not just mediocre, not just regular, not just ordinary, but being extraordinary, right? So this year is the year we really need to take that leap and be that 9-3, that 10-2 squad, right? So that we can host the SWAC championship, right? And get it in Panther Stadium. So, man, with that being said, I see JB got 10-2. So you agree with me on that high end, right? I don't see any others. But anybody else, man, if you got thoughts, if you're watching the replay, you know what I'm saying, just drop it in the comment section. Let me know what you think this early, right? It's early predictions, obviously, right? It's super early. You get a chance to change it, you know what I'm saying, before the season start, obviously. Got months before then. So drop it in the comment section and let me know what your thoughts going to be. So, man, we got an awesome slate this week. You know what I'm saying? Again, I want to remind you guys that we are selling season tickets. So make sure you get your season tickets, you know what I'm saying, for section 107, because right now, only 50 seats available left in that section. JB says we go 75. I believe that's a disappointment. Yeah, listen, because at the end of the day, we got to figure out how to break through this ordinary realm, right? 6-5, 7-4, right? That's what we kind of lingered around so many years. And what that means is that we lost to a team that if we'd have beat them, we would have went to the SWAC championship game. And that's kind of where we've been a lot, right? I mean, if you look back these past 20 years, like I said before, we've never finished lower than third, in the division, right? The lowest we finished was tied for third in the division. We finished second many times, right? So the issue has been us being able to get over that one hump. 1 year, maybe in Southern, we didn't get over that hump. 1 year, maybe in Grambling, we didn't get over that hump. It's Alcorn this year. So it's always like one team standing between us and winning the West and getting the SWAC championship game. So we've never been, we haven't been at the bottom of the conference, right? Perennially over these last 20 years. We just been stuck at that second or third place, right? And so that's the issue. We need to break through that ceiling this year, be able to get to the stop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got to stop that mediocrity, man. So again, for y'all who haven't done so yet, man, listen, make sure you like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this video, you know what I'm saying, with others in PV Nation, because they know where to find us. Hey man, we're gonna be looking at all of the signees for this week. You know what I'm saying, later this week. So make sure you're locked in with us, hit that notification bell so you can catch them when we drop. We still got our baseball preview that we're going to be doing, as well as our live show. We just cover and just do a review of all the sports. Basketball has been going up and down, right, on the men's and women's side, right? So we're going to talk about that, as well as softball had their first weekend. 2 super close games, man. Played well all throughout the weekend. Had 2 super close games. We're able to watch the last one on ESPN Plus. We played it on the channel against Incarnate Word. Lost that one 4-3, man. Made a comeback to tie 3-3, but lost it in the bottom of the 7th. And then also the game against Buffalo. That one fell 8-7, right? So they got a new challenge coming up this week at the HBCU Invitational this next weekend. So they got 5 games there, playing against other HBCUs, many of them from the MEAC conference. Those games are going to be showcased on HBCU Plus. So if you don't have the app, make sure you download the HBCU Plus app. You should be able to watch the games through there. Not sure if we'll be able to stream any of those, right? Because, I don't know, right? But check out HBCU Plus, man, to make sure you catch those games. So we're definitely going to be recapping those things too later in the week. So make sure, again, you locked in with us, hit the notification bell, man, so you can catch them when we go live. But with that being said, man, we appreciate y'all for jumping on and checking out this schedule review. Again, make sure you drop your early schedule prediction, record prediction in the comments, right? And let's see what your thoughts are. But until next time, man, hey, we're going to holler at you and we'll see you later. All right. To the hill, we out.